Can you go forward now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what comes to mind when you hear the word advocacy?
Educate.
To educate? Anyone else?
Influence.
Influence.
And I typically think of policymakers.
Right.
Promoters.
Speak up for.
Promote.
Right. Just like you guys did today in our little icebreaker, and I know you've all done it in some form or fashion. Some of us are parents. I know from day one I've advocated for my children, whether it be in the hospital the first day. I remember one of my babies, the little bracelet was just much too tight on it. It was kind of scratching their arm. Get that off. You know, we just kind of automatically jump into the role as an advocate, even when we don't realize it. So I know that's one example I have. And you are an advocate if you have ever helped a family receive needed services, stood up for someone who was being treated unfairly, attended a parent-teacher conference at your child's school, or participated in a city council meeting. And this is just a few examples of being an advocate.
According to the OUNCE, it's an early childhood advocating toolkit that we found online. Advocacy is building support for an issue among audiences such as the general public, elected officials, the media, and the key opinion leaders. Activities such as educating audiences about a topic, sharing illustrative stories, or working on a solution to a problem are all considered advocacy. So all of you are involved in advocacy every single day. When you go out to your centers, when you're doing a spectacular event, you are speaking for our families and our children and our communities, and that's so important, especially when we start talking about our proposal that we came up with. This video right here, I know I saw Karen at the NACI came out to Gaston College and did a documentary on early childhood, and this is called No Small Matter. Yeah. This is just a little clip of it.
Babies in the beginnings of humanity grew up in these very rich extended families. So in that kind of context, caring for children, teaching them, just getting the work done that you need, they all take place at the same time. And of course the world that we live in now is a very, very different world from that.
We have a society in which moms and dads both have to work to even support a family at all. The central problem is that the ability to provide that nurturing attention early in life is less than ever before.
Good job.
Minimum wage just isn't cutting paying bills.
We couldn't afford to put him in preschool. Jordan's with him all day and I with him all night.
This notion of the American dream, that is fundamentally not happening.
Because of the fact that, it took us that much to get her here. Yeah. Putting her life in someone else's hands means so much.
1 year old. He can't say anything, he doesn't sit up, he doesn't walk.
When those markers are set in childhood, they impact the way our bodies work for the rest of our lives.
These are our children, our families in this country. Ignoring this and just going on as if it's going to correct itself, that's a disaster for us as a society.
This is not the way it's supposed to be.
We have a deeper understanding now of how important these early years are and why.
We're unlocking the secrets of the brain. First time in history. We never had a way to look into a baby's brain before.
What's going on up there is rocket science.
Those early experiences create the foundation for all that follows.
I want to be their Miss Honey. I want to be the one that's like, you can do anything.
They are doing the work that will really fundamentally make a difference for the outcomes of these young children.
We need leaders in every community to step up and say every child should have access to high quality early education.
If we get this right, our country will look dramatically different.
Whatever we want to call it, childcare, preschool, home, we have to do it everywhere.
You guys, he's almost forgot Cookie Monster. If you guys ever get a chance to go watch this movie, it is just amazing. I even got a little teary-eyed through half of it, just because the message is letting everybody know how important it is that it starts from birth. And even before birth, you know, getting the parents ready to take care of these children in our society, and you guys all know this. And but it's our jobs to advocate and get others to advocate and to feel comfortable speaking up.
Public policy equals laws, policies, rules, programs, and funding. And early childhood education advocates created these programs. You have Smart Start, which I know you guys are familiar with this whole list, but you have Smart Start, NC Pre-K, Child Subsidies, Head Start and Early Head Start, Child Care Resource and Referral, Infant Toddler Specialists, Behavior Specialists, and of course your Partnership for Children. You guys embody the whole gamut of that. And at this time, we have a handout, and this is just sort of our proposal for the advocacy group.
Here we go. Because all of you are involved within the community, we thought that the best way to reach out to the community is starting here at the partnership. And that's why we want you for the Advocacy Advisory Group for Gaston and Lincoln counties. You guys are involved in so many centers and homes and committees and board members to where you can get the word out on how to advocate and how easy it is for centers and directors to advocate. Of course, we know the greatest challenges that for the partnership is ensuring a timely and effective response to inquiries from the legislators and members of the United States Congress. The partnership is interested in developing a process for issuing a focused and consistent response that aligns with the established legislative agenda as set by the NCPC and others.
The Advocacy Advisory Group for Gaston and Lincoln counties will ideally be made up of a minimum of 9 members representing both Gaston and Lincoln County. And this group will be responsible for responding to the letters, the emails that you receive here at the partnership, and dispersing the information to a select group of people who would then put feet to the action that's needed in this process. And hopefully by developing and implementing the plan as this partnership, we'll be able to both proactively and reactively provide timely responses to any legislative inquiries that they've received, and ultimately provide the legislators with the information that they need to then pass those laws or to get those bills signed, and also to issue monies where we need it, and that's to help our children.
We basically took the group, we're suggesting 9 members at a minimum, and that's because we feel like we need 1 representative or more from each county. And so we felt, after researching different websites, that this would be a great number to start with. Let's see. The committee members to be found are through mass email. So the partnership representative, we have 1 partnership representative. Let me go back. There we go. Sorry. 1 partnership representative, 2 current Partnership for Children board members, 2 educators. That could be 2 early childhood educators from local colleges. and 2 professionals. That would be 1 early child care center director from each county, and parents, 1 from each county. And the partnership representative would be responsible in sending out the request when it comes in from the local legislator, and send out the email.
The initial email will be sent out to form your advocacy group. So the email will go forward to your different child care facilities, to your child care homes, to your board members, and other interested parties that you know of, that maybe we don't know of, that help work with you guys or already partner with you. Send that general email out about forming this advocacy group by maybe inviting them to a lunch or brunch meeting. Also having the child care owners to therefore send it out to their parents to hopefully get parent representation. A parent representative from each center would be wonderful, but we need at least, a parent from each county to help speak on behalf of their area. But that email goes out inviting them to the meeting and encouraging the parent representative, and then at that point, we feel that after meeting with them initially, then the group could be formed once they learn their responsibilities and roles.
Okay, so this basically on your handout, we're just kind of summarizing it, but contact between group members can be done through emails, like she had said. They'll be given a certain period of time to respond to the information, ensuring timeliness, and each group member will send the request to their compiled group of constituents. So hopefully the more emails and the more support we get from our community, the better it'll be. And, handwritten letters, they could forward these to the official legislative body.
With this advocacy group, the partnership will be able to measure their success, because we know there's been a problem, and I know we're all busy. We already have our roles, our individual jobs and responsibilities, but if we pull together this team and they meet periodically, either monthly or bi-monthly, once the group is formed, they would be responsible for that piece that's missing right now. And we feel that you will be able to measure that by the number of response that you're getting from the community. So once if I was one of your child care owners and I had my group of people that I send this message out to, then I could report at the end of the month or at our meeting, hey, I received 100 letters back or 50 emails went forward for this cause. So I think that's the way we can measure it, by saying, hey, we got it done. This is the amount of responses that we received, and that's the only way that we could come up with that you can measure the success of the group.
We also feel that the advocacy portion on the partnership website needs a big face change, a big boost. More information, people can click on links of certain topics. That's one way to reach out to the community, is by just putting different questions or ideas on there that people can respond to, and a link that they can send an email to the partnership representative. And then that way you're involving the community more that way on the partnership website. Let's see. Now, all parties that are involved with the advocacy group, of course, will create community conversation. That's really important. Be heard, be passionate, be active, be supportive and supported, and be a part of change. And these are things that we need to tell our daycares or our schools, or people, that this is our chance to create change for our children. The whole goal of early childhood advocacy is to improve the lives of children, families, and the early childhood education system that serves these individuals.